I think we can hop on to the inventory question first in this case, since we're already talking about inventories. Now, one of the biggest pains for us as a brand is I'm still doing my order planning, forecasting, how I was doing when I was doing 5 lakhs a month on spreadsheets. पिछले साल कितना बेचा इस SKU का, what is the benchmark growth that I'm taking, or any discussion that we're having with category managers, like we're trying to build an SKU or go big with an SKU. Take all that into consideration. उसको spreadsheet पे डाला, material उस हिसाब से बनाया. Now, how much inventory should I have in my warehouse at any given point of time? How many inventory should I have in rotation? How much inventory should be there with them? Sometimes platforms also tend to overorder. Sometimes SKUs tend to overperform / underperform. So it can be very complicated, and obviously at the same time be cash flow efficient, keeping the working capital in mind. So that is one of the biggest ways. I don't know how do I graduate myself from this, because if it's a nightmare for me as a CEO, it further translates to the whole organization, क्योंकि सब फटना शुरू हो जाता है the moment.
But issue क्या है इसमें issue?
How do you solve it?
No, इसमें issue is on seasonality है? Is it on unknown variables because you don't know how much inventory is in circulation? Is the issue with up and down volatility of demand? Is it with lack of data? What is the exact issue which you struggle with?
The exact issue, see, now we have data in the sense we've started monitoring data, what I am selling, what the platform is selling, and in between, whatever is in rotation, basically, opening, sales, and closing, basically, across the country, basically, and including my own warehouse. Now, every time I'm falling short of certain SKUs, मैं उसको बढ़ाता हूँ, फिर next month I will fall short of the other SKU.
But why are you falling short?
Again, जैसे Holi पे था, I planned कि Holi है, we are pushing these certain SKUs. Still I could not meet the demand, So I don't know why, basically.
And were you overstocking on other SKUs? Is there anything where you're sitting on like 50 days of inventory and you don't buy?
One SKU as of today, yes.
But is that like
that SKU is a winter product, totally, अब February में गर्मी थोड़ी जल्दी आ गई इस बार, right, so now I'm already sitting, उसका POs had slowed down already. Yes, correct. क्योंकि जबकि till Jan end I was selling it like hotcakes.
So जो basic ये है कि when you're growing like this is a growing, expanding and have omni-channel complexity. ये 20-25% inefficiency तो given है.
Right.
Beyond that, you should. What are your views?
I mean, beyond that, you have to use tools to solve these issues. You cannot manually use a spreadsheet.
Right.
There are many tools that you can buy, software that you can work with. But I think a few principles that you have to keep in mind. One is you need to have visibility of all your inventory. Right. I'm just going down to really basics, not going to buy this software and press this button, right? You should have visibility. You should know where your stuff is lying, where is it lying, is it going first in, first out, what are your expiry dates, how are the expiry dates moving and things like that. Then after that, you must have a very good bottoms-up forecasting process.
Yes.
From sales. From your sales guys, from the platforms that you work with, because they can help you. Listen, their supply chain, the best supply chain companies today are, even though they have a lot of misses and a lot of errors, for the complexity that they handle and the delivery that they do in 10 minutes, it's very clear that they are the best supply chain companies right now in India in this space. Correct. So I think learning from them, I would just go and ask them first, who is the best company in my scale, or let's say double or triple my size, and how do they do it? Why do they work better? Who is the person who's fully in stock or has 90% or 95% fulfillment?
Correct.
And what can I learn from them? Correct. I would do that. I don't understand your category, so it's very difficult for me to pass out a judgment like that. But if I was in your shoes, I would go and talk to them and get that. I would talk to the companies. I would talk to people who do supply very well, whose life depends on quick commerce. And in the founder community, there would be many people. I don't know if you guys have a VC. But if you had a VC, your VC would be able to connect you. But there are lots of people to help you, because you're not the first person to come across this problem. You won't be the last. And there are many people who are solving this problem. So accurate forecasting is super important. So you have to be able to forecast. And of course, you're going to make errors, but the forecasting process will improve with every iteration that you create and every time you forecast again and again and again.
Like
You're a very young
we're
company.
doing very manual, which I feel like we need to, of course.
You need to have both. You need to have both. And then there are forecasting tools which can predict using AI. And I don't think they are very expensive. But unless you have visibility, unless you have basics, unless you have a good bottoms-up forecast, the tool can only do garbage in, garbage out. So the input into the tool needs to be pretty good to get a good output out. I don't think it's not a solvable problem, but it's a great problem to work on.
Also, another thing we were discussing, as we move further into tier 2, tier 3 cities, the complexity will change because demand will also change. Some
profile will change.
Correct. So like, for example, Punjab, with one of the quick commerce platforms, we were pushing KR, hame dalo. Punjab achar is like aam papad, it's like a commodity. We took that risk, and now after core metros, Punjab, Lucknow, Kanpur are next biggest markets as of today. Now to go say, if I'm looking at say, Vizag or even say Madurai, where my knowledge is very limited. There might be very good markets, but how much stock to deploy over there? Certain platforms are taking our products over there. What kind of fill rates do I keep for that? That is also another question that I have. And I'm obviously trying to capture the category manager's mind as to, because obviously if they're pushing us, they're also seeing something, right? But I also don't want to get stuck with 5 lakh worth of inventory in a complete city where I don't want to get it back from, basically.
So at least and I agree with what Arjun is saying. I think the way we, at least very simplistically, the way we try to do it is, we will have a closing inventory by SKU, okay, by channel. So this Blinkit, Instamart, Zepto, Amazon, Flipkart, Big Basket, D2C, Horeca, and whatever else you might have, right? What is the target? By SKU, do you guys have targets for each of these platforms as at a founder level, at a key account manager level, or whoever in your team? Is there a target?
Maybe in terms of growth, yes.
Revenue.
Revenue growth
monthly
or
or quarterly, let's say, right? Units, right? Growth नहीं, total. कितना बेचना है? उसके लिए
totally, yes, of course. रेवेन्यू इतना है, हम यहाँ खड़े हैं, यहाँ से यहाँ
तो अगले महीने या अगले क्वार्टर में को इतना बेचना है,
जी,
इतना मैं मार्केटिंग इन्वेस्टमेंट अंडरराइट कर रहा हूँ इसमें,
ठीक है.
तो अगर 2 करोड़ का बेचना है तो लेट्स से मैं 50 लाख का मार्केटिंग इन्वेस्टमेंट स्पेंड कर रहा हूँ, एंड हेंस व्हाट इज द 3-year forward demand that could come from here, or sorry, 3-month forward demand that could come from here. And if you can put that down by SKU, by channel, this you should feed into an AI which can then start telling you when things are going wrong when you start feeding it your weekly MISs.
Sure.
So do you guys do that right now?
No, not to
that extent. We
So
do it
you
at the overall MIS level, but not in this much
now.
detail.
So and your sales recon is like every day, week, month.
We track daily sales.
तो वो है ना आपका MIS बन रहा है?
Correct.
Just like how AI friendly are you both?
I think I'm fairly AI friendly.
Can you guys please start feeding your demand plan and your daily MIS into AI and start telling them that you need to act like a supply chain expert? Tell me where are my situations where I will either go out of stock or I'm going to go overstock. You will be amazed if you ask it the right questions with just this data, nothing else. It will start telling you upfront. कि यहाँ पे Instamart में let's say your fill rate is X, you sold this much yesterday and you might need to sell more of, let's say, the Aam pickle might go out of stock. And that will be at least a good early warning signal. And then after that, I think some of the tools, etc., will become helpful. But this is immediate today. Like literally today, you can go and do start
doing firefighting, like realize it later.
You have to, because this plan
you have to get off manual.
Right.
And you have to use AI. Like this is just a perfect AI use case. Demand plan, sales, early warning signals, founder can take quick decisions, reallocate inventory or whatever. It's not very hard. This will literally come, but this is too much for someone running a full-fledged business to take real-time calls on a daily basis. It's too much overload. You would rather spend your time with customers in the market, with a category manager of Blinkit, not with the purchase order inwarding guy.